สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับกลับเข้าสู่ช่องชายแท้นะครับผมวันนี้อยู่กับเป้งนะครับกับเกม Hogwarts Legacy เรากลับมาต่อกันเลยนะครับกับตัวเกมนะครับที่เล่นค้างไว้โดยเนื้อเรื่องเนี่ยเราจะเริ่มต้นเป็นสรุปเนื้อเรื่องก่อนนะครับที่จากตอนที่แล้วก็เรารับบทเป็นนักเรียนปี5นะครับที่เข้ามาในฮอกวอตส์นะครับผมโดยอาจารย์ฟิกนะครับเป็นคนพาเรามาจากลอนดอนแล้วทีนี้ก็เกิดการจู่โจมกันน่าจะเป็นเรื่องของเวทมนต์โบราณนะครับที่แฟนของอาจารย์ฟิกเนี่ยเป็นคนค้นคว้าแล้วก็วิจัยนะครับจนตกทอดมาสู่เราแล้วเราก็เหมือนจะมีนะครับความสำคัญบางอย่างกับเวทมนต์โบราณเราเป็นแบบกุญแจสำคัญนะครับที่จะไขความลับในการเรียนในครั้งนี้แล้วก็ตอนนี้นะครับเราอยู่ที่บ้านพักสลิธีรินนะครับผมแล้วตัวเกมทำออกมาดีนะ
I suppose some introductions are in order.
อุ๊ยแนะนำใครล่ะ
Must be different, starting Hogwarts in your 5th year.
Wonder where they're from. They're lucky they didn't end up as dragon food. Like that.
นินทาฉันช่ำเลยพวกเธอ
I think the way they just walked in at the end of the sorting ceremony last
เพ
night.
ราะว่าแหละเนาะเราเป็นคนดังเราเข้ามาตอนปี5เลยวิเซบาสเตียนแนะนำตัวกับเซบาสเตียนก่อน
Can I help you?
อ๋อจ้า
Ah, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
มันน่ากลัวดีกว่า
Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives.
Indeed. And how did you escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
วิถามต่อดีกว่าจะอ่านอะไร
What
อยู่หร
book
อ
were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks.
หมายความว่า
Are
จังไหน
you
ครับ
saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones?
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit. That is a conversation for another time. It was good meeting you. Good luck today.
โอเค
Sharp was in a mood the other day. Not a single student got their sleeping draft right, and he vanished the contents of every
รูป
cauldron
สี
in the
นิน
room
ทา
in
ชาว
one
บ้านนะ
night.
พวกเราสองคน
And have you seen how these professors look at your clothes? Black looks at me like I'm a pawn. I swear I'm by a flea.
สลิธีรินเป็นอึมครึมดีจัง
If
เลย
you do that, you'll lose. Trust me.
เอ๊ะ
Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Checkmate.
Told you. You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way.
แน่นอน
Shame I
สี
wasn't
เปิด
with
ตั
you
ว
in
ฉัน
Fig.
ก็ต้องใหญ่
I
อยู่
could
แล้ว
have
ป่ะ
lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
แหม่อวยตัวเองเวอร์ฉันจัดการได้จ้ะ
And I think you're underestimating the nature of a dragon. A broom would have been kindling.
Ha, not the way I fly. Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kogawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
เอ๊ะไม่คุยด้วยผู้หญิง
Goodbye, Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
น่ารำคาญ
What do you think mermaids look like? I think I heard one.
Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, Based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm
มีคนตา
Ominous.
บอดเหรอ
Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
แน่นอน
Well, if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to
ก็เราเป็น
start
เซเล
right
บริตี้
away.
ปะ
Ha! You're definitely in the right house. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here, though I doubt you'll need it.
thank you ถามดีกว่าเมื่อกี้เด็กพูด
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
อยากจะอยู่กับผู้คนบนดินอุ๊ย
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
สตรีมของ
Pleasure was
ท่าน
all mine.
มี
Don't
ลิ
be
ข
a
สิทธิ์
stranger.
Is the new 5th year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
พี่ข้าวแหมเรียกแต่เช้าเลยนะ อาจารย์วิสลีย์อ๋อวิ่งได้ละโอเค
I wonder if you learned
ตกโอ้ปาดมาแล้วค่ะอาจารย์
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
อะไรอ่ะอ้าวแล้วบินหนีเฉยเหรอ
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
โอเคครับ
This way.
Revelio.
I certainly would have
Phép
appreciated
linh
something
khả, phép
like
linh
the
khả.
field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up.
จ้าจ้าเดินอยู่
Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what details the field guide can provide?
ก็เลยโอ
Revelio.
อ่า ปลดล็อกความท้าทายในหนังสือเพื่อพิชิต โอเค อ๋อ เราจะได้ EP ความคืบหน้า 1% ค่ะ เล่นมาตั้งนานอ่ะความท้าทายจะปลดล็อกรางวัลเหรอโอ้โอเคค่ะ
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
โอเคค่ะ อุ้ยตัวแม่นาคีประตูบ้าน แกเป็นใคร
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field
flue.
guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
อันนี้เป็นวาร์ปเป็นวาร์ปนะทุกคน นี่ไง แล้วไฟเยอะ โอเค เป็นวาร์ปประจำนั่นแหละเดี๋ยวลองวาร์ปดูก่อน เลือกห้องสมุดเลือกอาคารห้องสมุดปึ๊บแล้วก็กดวาร์ปโอเค
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
ไวค่ะ ก็วาร์ปมาเนาะ
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
นี่ค่ะ
Beatrice Grim.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the
จะได้
Dark
เข้า
Arts
คลาสแล้วค่ะ
classes
ทุกคน
today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
โดนมังกรโจมตีนะครับข้าวของหายหมดค่ะคุณถือนี่เรารู้อยู่แล้วเดี๋ยวเราอธิบายเราไม่ต้อง
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did,
ใช่
Professor.
ค่ะ
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
ชี้อย่างเชิงเราอะจะบอกดีไหม แต่เราสัญญากับอาจารย์ฟิกไปแล้ว ไม่บอกดีกว่า ไม่บอก
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said.
อุ้ยอาจารย์มาพอ
Speaking
ดี
of the devil, Professor Fig, your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you.
เก่งค่ะ
Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
โอเคค่ะได้เล่นสักที อ้าวอาจารย์ฟิก
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
การซักฟอก ใช่ค่ะ แต่จริงๆก็ไม่อยากโกงเขาหร
I
อก
did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
โอเคค่ะเปิดแผนที่อันนี้คือภารกิจหลักนะครับโอเคถ้ามันล็อกโอเคครับคลิกเพื่อดำเนินการต่อไปไหนก่อนดีไปวิชาคาถาก่อนก็ได้
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about her mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
โอเคค่ะเข็มทิศมนตรานะครับทุกคน
Just so I'd have an
อุ๊ย
excuse to visit
อันนี้อะไร
Hogwarts
อ่ะ
again. I could open the wand boxes all day. My friends
แล้ว
and
ชิ
I
จมอะไรคนเดียว
Something in there. I just know it.
nearly missed exams one year. We were so engrossed in
อ่า
our
หล่อนจบอะไรคะ
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone
รู้ตัวนี่
thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
แล้วอะไรล่ะ
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
ไล่ลูมอส
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
ลูมอส
Lumos.
อุ๊ย
That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
มันตรงไหนเนี่ยบันไดเหรอเอานี่ไง มันวงให้อยู่ อ๋อ ตรงนี้
This looks like the location from the painting.
อุ้ยผีเสื้อ
Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
อ๋อ เอาผีเสื้อกลับค่ะทุกคน ก็ง่ายๆดิหนู หนูปวดหัวอะไรแค่เรื่องแบบนี้ บินกลับสิ ฮัลโหล อ้าวทำไมบินกลับ
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
แล้วภาพวาดก็หายไป
If I had to pick one shop, it would be Gladrag. Don't you find?
มีอะไรจะบอกพูดกับหลอนเนี่ย
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
ไม่บอกหรอกนะ
I'm afraid I can't tell you, Lenora.
Surely you jest.
รอเล่นค่ะ
I am only joking. I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it.
มัน
You
ง่า
have
ย
a
ๆเอง
knack
คา
for
ลอน
solving riddles. Matty's good at that too. So is Meat, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The
แค่นี้
moth!
ปะ
I should have seen that.
แค่นี้เองค่ะโอเคตอนนี้นะครับเราก็อยู่กันที่หน้าห้องเรียนแล้ววิชาคาถาเริ่มไปเลย
Sebastian Sally's family from Feldcroft.
บรรยากาศ
Here,
น่าคิดถึงอ่ะ
behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we
พูดถึง
begin?
ก็มาเลย
Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone?
ไม่รู้
I am afraid it is too late to study now.
อ้าว
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
ไม่ได้ค่ะ
Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs
Ow.
and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's
Look,
put
woman,
those
you're
textbooks
behind,
to
you're
use
down
as the
there.
blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
ดีค่ะ อุ้ยอาคิโออาคิโอป้าย
Accio!
เออ
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
ออกไปเรียนด้านนอกกันค่ะ มาด้านนอกแล้วนะครับทุกคน
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
เวอร์มากคือแรกคาถาแบบฮึ่ม
So,
ฮะ
what
ฮึ่ม
will
แล้วก็ได้
our
อันนี้
new
เหรอ
students start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not the big... Not to worry.
น่าจะหยุดตรงนี้
Splendid!
หยุดตรง20พอดีหยุด
Very good!
เลิศหยุดตรง20คุณพวกเธอ
Very good! Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge?
ก็มาเลย ก็ไม่ค่อยกลัวเท่าไหร่หรอกนะ
You'll be the blues just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
ไปเลยค่ะไม่ค่อยเก่งเท่าไหร่หรอกเรา
Bishop.
ตกไปเลยเวอร์มาก50เลยหรอนี่
Accio.
หยุด50เลิศนี่
Excellent
ครับ
control there.
Let us see this.
ไม่ค่อยกลัวเท่าไหร่หรอกนะคะเวอร์แล้วหล่อนจะเป๊ะอะไรขนาดนั้นคะ
That is how it's done.
หยุดถ้าหล่อน50ฉันก็50ค่ะ
Watch this.
เวอร์แล้วมันจะเสมอกันเลยเหรอ
Accio.
โอ้อีกนิดนึงเลิศค่ะเลิศค่ะ
Remarkable.
ก็เสมอกันไปเลยสิก็ไม่กวนหรอกนะ
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
ฮ่า
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough
Nandito ang
chatter.
cholo, ha?
Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we
เนี่ย
go.
ฝนมันตกเนี่ย วายเราอย่าเพิ่งไปว่าเขาเราอย่าเพิ่งไปว่าเขา 1 2
Accio.
That's it.
ถ้าหล่อน30ฉันก็30 โดนไหมไม่โดนนะครับมันต้อง50สักลูกเลยวะอุ้ยตายแล้วไม่น่าพูดเลยห่างกัน10คะแนนค่ะเอาสิหล่อน
Let us see
เบิ้ง
this.
ส้มอย่างดูขี้โกง
That is how it's done.
ฉันต้องได้ก้อนนี้ฉันต้องได้ก้อนนี้ฉันต้องได้ก้อนนี้
Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
ต้องเอาจังหวะ
Accio.
แพ้โอ้ยเธอเยเนตี้
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
เรียนเสร็จแล้วนะคะคลาสแรก
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
โอเคค่ะ
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother
she
received
got
an offer to
caught
teach
on PC
divination
เหรอ
here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
ว่ากระดูกเป็นไงอ่ะ
Is Wagadu a castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Okay,
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
จ้าไว้เจอกันนะจ๊ะ
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so
A
inclined.
word, if you would.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian. You know it won't work on humans.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't
เห
exactly
มือน
the lesson
เหมือน
I
เรา
was
ได้เข้าไป
expecting,
อยู่ใน
sir.
What's
จ
charm
ริง
is
ๆแล้วเรา
there
ได้
to
ไป
be
เป็นนักเรียนจริง
expected?
ๆอ่ะ
You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
โอเคค่ะมีอะไรไหมในห้องนี้ไม่มีวิชาต่อไปดีกว่านะคะคุณผู้เธอ แมปหนึ่งปึ้งอยู่ตรงไหนว้าร์ปไปเลยรวดเร็วทันใจนะครับวิ่งค่ะตะละกะแต่มาแล้ว ต่อไปเรียนวิชาป้องกันตัวเองจากสารมืดกันนะครับ
Revelio.
ไม่มีอะไรแถวนี้นี่ค่ะเจอแล้วมาเลยเปิดมาก็ตีกันเลยเหรอคลาสนี้ช่ำ
Is that all you've got?
เอาเลยซิบเตนเอาอุ้ย
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull.
ตีกัน
It
ก็
was a
ของแพง
token
ระ
from
วัง
the
เลย
great
นะครับ
poacher raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No?
หล่อนอย่ามาดูถูกนะ
One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
นี่นะคะคาถายอดฮิตป้ายเลิศLevioso โอ้
Now, let's try something a little larger.
ฮะ จะดวลเลยเหรอได้ไม่ติด
Let us begin with the basic cast.
โอ้ย
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak
อ๋อ
opponent.
ถ้าชีเป็นกบสีนี้ก็ต้องใช้คาถาที่แบบตรงกับสี
Good. Now, the basic cast.
นี่
Well done.
เกตละ
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want
มาเลยฉันก็ไม่กลัวหรอก
using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
มาเลยค่ะก็ไม่กลัวเท่าไหร่หรอกเซบาสเตียน
This should be
เลวิโอตก
Nothing lucky about it.
จะตกดวงนะนี่แน่นี่คนแทงโก
case things.
I do enjoy a lively duel.
แทงโก
Opponents designed to attack or defend yourself.
ลงไปกองเลย
Your opponent's guard is down.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
อุ้ยเขินเซบาสเตียนมาชมอะไรล่ะเขินนะนี่ก็ตัวลอย
I put you
ละ
on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor
ได้
Hagrid.
คะแนนค่ะ
Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
การบ้านอีกแล้ว
All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
นี่ค่ะ
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't
Yeah,
expect
yeah,
a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
อุ้ยหลอกถามอีกแล้วจะสตอเลยครั้งแรกค่ะไม่เคยจริง
Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
การประลองลับเอาดองสถานที่ลับหรอน่าสงสาร
Unsanctioned? I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason.
Yes, to keep students in the dark. So many things we're deemed unprepared to know. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library.
แล้วก็ชวนทำแต่อะไรไม่ดีเนี่ย
Clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good.
โอเคค่ะ
Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned. We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Battery near the clock tower entrance.
เดี๋ยวไปเจอเลยที่ประลองลับเดี๋ยวไปหายตัวต้นเรื่อง
Till next time.
หายตัวต้นเรื่องนะคะดูซิให้ทำอะไรต่อภารกิจเราต้องไปประลองมายากายสิทธิ์นะคะรอบที่1นะคะโอเคก็วันนี้ได้เรียนกัน2คลาสแล้วก็ฝากปิดคลิปไปเท่านี้แล้วกันนะครับใน EP 2เดี๋ยวมาเจอกัน EP หน้าในการประลองไม้กายสิทธิ์นะครับ บ๊ายบาย